Hello you lovely people, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. My name's Kirsten and this is where I art and craft. And today, well, I just came back to do the next coat on these chopsticks and paper chopstick covers. And I thought I should have put the camera on. So I've put the camera on now and I will get on with doing this. I will show you the project once I've finished doing this bit. So let's use the right end of the brush for a start, Kirsten. This is just the disposable bamboo chopsticks that you sometimes get in Chinese restaurants, and you can sometimes pick up, you know, with barbecue stuff and picnic stuff during the summer months. And I've already coated them in gesso, and I'm now coating them in some black acrylic paint. And there's a couple of bits I need to touch up on the other side because I caught them. I will. There we go. I think that's all that. Okay, I've got a thing of Gamasol just here, so I'm going to put my brush in it. And these are the paper cases. In fact, I've got another one of these somewhere. Where are we? There we go. So this is what it was. And normally what you do, you take them out and then you break them, but I'm keeping them together, and I'll show you for why in a wee bit. And then this is the case, but for some reason these ones have got shamrocks on, which I didn't really want for the project I'm doing, so I've given a couple of coats of gesso to this side, and at the moment I'm giving a couple of coats of gesso to this side because I know that at least part of the back of one of these is going to show. Oh, let's put the top back on that. I know at least the part of one of these is going to show. The back of one of these is going to show, though I'm not 100% sure which one or how much is going to show. So I thought, let's just cover the whole thing. But it needs a couple of coats of gesso to cover it up, because I don't quite know what I'm then going to do with it. So I want to have it, I don't mind the fact you can see that there's something there, but I don't want you to be able to see without really peering and really being curious and wanting to know what it says underneath. So I'm just covering that up. Now I suppose if they hadn't come with these wee envelopes, I could have made my own wee envelope, because basically it's just two long, you know, there isn't anything, two long strips kind of stuck together. There's nothing complicated about it at all. In case you're wondering, this is using this chalky gesso by Deco Art. Those bits are swap for 3 bits of ephemera for a TN journal with the theme Cuisine and Culture. And I've already done one. I've actually already done 2, but I put this in a group I'm on, and I got asked if I'd done a video and I hadn't. So that's why when I was doing this one, I suddenly thought, oh, maybe I should be doing a video for this one in case I get asked. But this is a tag. This was like a check, where you get your check, and it's a bit of paper with postcards on, and then made this label with a table 8 tag on it, and just paper clip that on there. And here's the bill, and here's the wine label from the wine that they had. This bit of lace on the back, and then I did a wee envelope for another wee, with a wee, it's not a hidden paper clip because it's got that hanging out so I could hang dangles from it. And it's just got a wee card in there as well. So that was 2 of the bits of ephemera, and the third bit of ephemera I thought, oh, don't do another one that's kind of European-y. So I remembered I had this book, and this book has got some fabulous pictures in it. The trouble is everything's glossy, which is why I'm sometimes a bit slow to use it. But I decided that I could probably do something with the images in this book, and I took out 2 pages. This page here, took out 3 pages, well, I took out 2.5 pages. This page here, which, because all the pages have in Chinese and then in English what it is, and this is the Forbidden City. So that was that, and then I took out this one, which was a market, and oh yeah, and you see that was there. I've kind of trimmed that down and we've lost some of that, and I used, this was the picture there, and this was the Chinese bit for these bits, so that's market. So I feel with the Forbidden City and with the market, and we've got a restaurant on the other page of the market was a restaurant picture, so I felt that really kind of, and I thought that can go in there. Made that wee pocket, made this wee pocket here, and this is a genuine vintage menu card, and as you see it's got some Chinese characters there, and on the back of that, from one of the other pages, there was a country tea house, and I've just put the information and the pictures at the top of that, and that fits in that pocket. Very, I feel like, you see, in one sense I feel like this is the back of the, you know, it can go in there and then you can write stuff in there, but at the moment I'm going to leave it that way around because I just really like that. This still needs some work, and what the chopsticks are for, I trimmed this too much when I was trying to work out what I was doing with the chopsticks. But I can fix that because I don't actually need that amount, I don't think, anyway. So I can fix that and trim it. So I just get rid of the 38 and restore those characters and words so you can still read that. So I'm not greatly concerned about that. So for now though, let me work on this, which I thought I would kind of turn into a bit of a Chinese menu. Oop, I've got some images somewhere of Chinese food, and I thought that, you know, both sides I could just put some images of Chinese food, and then that can go in there, and it could still, or I might actually just put it in as a insert, and then have some paper that can be written on as well. So that's what I'm going to do now. I've printed these images I had off on a bit of coffee dyed paper, and I'm going to put them in there like that. I need to decide whether just to staple this or whether to sew it. I'm inclined just to staple it. Right, so if we use this bit of foam, then what that will do is that will give us something for the staple to go into without bending over. And then put another one in here. Okay. Oops. Oh, didn't mean to do that. let's ink that up. Right. So this will go in this pocket here. I might do some more decoration on that, and I might do some more decoration on this bit depending on how this ends up looking. We've got the fan that's going on that bit. Let's see how we're getting on with these. Let's just put these out of the way at the moment. Oh, they're not really dry yet. And I've just noticed that because I haven't done this, I can see through, but I think what I might be going to do is I have some paper. Back to my old forgetting to press the re-record after I'd paused it. What I've done is, I knew I'd got some new origami papers, and I've just put a wee bit, I mean they're thin, which is the reason why they're good. It's hard to tell they're origami papers from that. I was looking to see if I had some of my old ones that had cherry blossom on, but I couldn't find. I think I've used all the cherry blossom ones. So just sticking these down. Oop, that was a mistake. Let's you missed how tricky it was to get these in here. Now the fact that slipped back out when it's got glue and is already sticking, it's going to give me grief. Right, okay, I think what I'm going to have to do is, because this is not good either, these aren't meant to be kept, so they're not very strong, and this one's also starting to tear a bit, so I'm going to have to do something, but I'll do something on the outside of that. What I do need to do just now is, however, this is a bit of the fan I took apart. Right, okay, so that's okay. That's not stuck. That's lovely. And I'm going to have to stick, just wanted to make sure that hadn't stuck on there. Let's put this back in. I'm going to have to put some paper on the outside, which I hadn't planned on doing, because then of course I didn't need to, I'd planned to just stamp on it. I didn't need to gesso it if I was going to put paper on it. But it's going to need paper on it because it's already starting to tear. But I quite like the fact we've got that on the inside. Less inclined, you didn't actually see these papers. I got these papers just because they were on offer. They're not really the normal kind of papers. They're dotty, which is kind of different as well. So I got those, but I don't think they're what I want to put on the outside. And actually, those papers aren't long enough. So most of my origami papers aren't going to be long enough. I think, do I get another page out of here. I'm reluctant to do that because it's so shiny. I don't mind, you know, we've got, it is what it is. Oh, I could maybe use the rest of the fan, although the rest of the fan's short as well. And then the rest of the fan's here. I could maybe use the bamboo sticks, but I don't think that's going to do it actually either, is it really? That's then going to make it a bit too... Oh, oh, no, no. I do have a Japanese book, so that would be Japanese characters rather than Chinese characters. Is that better? Japanese book. One of these days I'm going to use this dust cover. Look, isn't it lovely, thick, fabulous dust cover. One of these days I'm going to use this dust cover for a journal cover, but not today. The trouble is this is Japanese as opposed to Chinese. Although I know it's Japanese, and everybody watching this, all 4 of you, will know it's Japanese and it's in a Chinese. There isn't, I mean, this symbol here is there. There's that one. So clearly there's similarities between them. So I think I'm just going to use it even though it's Japanese and this is a Chinese bit. Right, so, but it's not actually long enough. Well, it's nearly long enough. But this is the bit that needs stabilised. Do I... if I did it at an angle, it still isn't long enough. Do I leave it at the top, being plain, or do I leave it at the bottom, being plain? If I leave it, I'm tempted to make it the top plain, because then I could maybe do something on that top bit. Yeah, let's do that. Let's stick this down on here then. Oh, we need to cut this first really, don't we? And that's a wee advantage, that because it's so thin, I can virtually rub the line to cut. Oops, it's even stuck on. Right, so let's go down like that, round the corner, and up like that. There we go. I'm thinking of wanting this gold, and I think it might be sensible to do that before I stick it down, or maybe not. If I do it before I stick it, if I do it afterwards, there's a chance of getting it onto there, you see. But I could put something in. No, I'm going to stick it down first, I think. Let's stick it down first. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to start at this end. What I've got here is some gold book cloth, and I just want to put that. Do I want to wrap it all the way around the top? Maybe I'll wrap it. It doesn't, well, it does fold well, but I want to have it. Right, let's trim it first. One of the things with book cloth is you've got to be so, it marks so easily. Let's do that. If you get glue on it, then you'll never get it off again. So do we want to, yeah, we don't really want to do a wrap round because it won't wrap round properly. We can still do it both sides without wrapping round, but we might wait until we see how that's going to fit on the page first. Let's just make a wee mark. Oops, sorry, I think I bashed you then. I could use this as a template, couldn't I? It's about making sure I get the template in the right place. There. That's that one. And now let's do the same for this one. I have these two that are going to be the closures. And one of them is going to sit on this page. And one of them is going to sit on this page. And if okay, that's interesting. Right, what I've discovered is this is getting tight. Because of the extra paper, because of I've put the gold book cloth up the top. There'll be paint on the other one of these, and actually now when I do this and put these in the two and bring it down, it's very tight, and I'm not convinced now that that's going to work as an option, but I'm still thinking that I will put this on here just with the two chopsticks in, and then that can be opened up. Or do I put it on this one, because the whole, I've got to reaffix this which I've taken, and I was thinking that this would be reaffixed onto or do I use another bit of the Japanese, another bit of this book cloth to fix this on? And then we're going to stick this on this side, then we'll stick this on here. This is where we need the straight line, because that line's going to be on there. Then we'll stick that on there. Maybe we should stick that on there first, and then we'll bring this in and stick it. Yeah, let's do it that way. So let me think. Let's just use this for now. Right, let's not use that bit of paper. And after I've done this, I'm going to put this aside because I need that black to dry before I can go any further with this, because I want to see if this is going to work. Now I need to make sure this is all nice and straight. I really could do with doing this on a mat. Right, so let's have this straight. Let's have this straight. And I don't want it on that far, do we? We want it on there. Nope, it's not straight now. Right, that's straight. That's straight, that's too far. That's straight. That's straight. That's straight. It's not straight. There we go. Done. Where's the other bit? Now we've got to match this up with the letters. Make sure it will. Nope. Match up the lines to start with. That gives us a rough, and then it's interesting. It's that bit of italics that's proving a bit problematic. There we go. Oops. Just push that in. Put that right tight together. Well, there's still some play. There's my bone folder. Now we can kind of see a line, but it's not too bad. There we go, and that looks fine on the front. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to trim it this way. Have all the words. You can read it all. And in the light you just can see that it's, but mostly it doesn't show. We've now got that lovely gold line down there. We're going to attach this on this side, so let's take that off. I'm going to attach this on this side here, and then that will slide out. And slide in. So let's just attach this down here, but before we do that, let's ink this up. And actually it would act as a holder even without the chopsticks in, but the chopsticks are going in. And I've now got this extra one that I might just put in here. Do something to the back of this maybe. Put it in with this one actually. I might put it in with this one. Put it in with this one. This is the one with the menu in, isn't it? It's not going to fit in there actually, that's the only trouble. I'm going to stick out the top. I'll just put it there at the moment. Right, I was thinking that maybe putting some more decoration on this. So I'm still thinking about that. I'm still thinking about maybe putting some decoration on that, although by the time I've got this, do I want any more decoration on that? That could have, think about that. And this is going to go in the back, but until I've decided whether I'm going to do any stamping on the other side, I think I'll not put this on the back yet, because I want as flat a surface as possible to stamp on. Here is it finished, and you can see I decided to stamp separately, then stick the stamping on. So I added a wee bonsai and a lantern on the front here. We have our closure, and our chopsticks are now in their pocket with their gold tips and tops and a little bit of red on them. I've added a crane stamping on a bit of paper here, and inside we have, you've seen all this, this is as it was. This is got a wee bit writing space in here, and I've added this orange lantern on there, and on the back I've added the fan. The fan's worked really well. It's nowhere near as thick as I feared it might be, because I was able to really space it out, and I really like the fan there. I think that's worked really well. So let's just tuck that back underneath there, slide them back in here, and they're tight even with the one pocket, so I would never have got them shut working as a closure, but I might keep that idea for another day. And that's done, and it can go off with my other two bits to the person who I'm swapping. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this wee project. It was a wee bit different, and maybe you've got some ideas that maybe you'll use in your journals. But for now, you take care. Keep crafting. Bye.